Thank you, everybody.
I really thought I was losing. That's the song I'm like, I never heard that other song. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Like I said, normally it takes about a day for a song. But I'm going to just show you some things that we can work on. I may not. Give you guys a heads up if you didn't hear me. I may put stuff in this song that we would put in another song or something, but I want to show them some of the parts that can go into songs to develop other songs. Or does that make sense at all?
Yep.
We're going to be working on things I might not put in this song, but I'm going to right now. Okay, music comes in an audience like goulash. What I mean by that is, see, audiences are ignorant. They don't understand musical things. What's your name back there? Come up to me about the pedal steel. What's your name?
Uncle Popo.
Uncle Popo came up to me and said, "Can you hit pedal steel? Can you hit pedal steel?" Are you a musician?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guarantee you not one person in the audience who's not a musician was going, "Where's the pedal steel? Where's the pedal steel?" See, audiences are ignorant. They don't understand musical things.
I don't know what a pedal steel is.
I'm sorry?
They probably don't know what a pedal steel is.
Well, some people don't know. So, with that said, we don't need to dumb stuff down, but what we want to do is direct audiences' attention to what to pay attention to. Because they don't know what to pay attention to. Because they're ignorant. They're not the musicians like us. Where's the guitar players in the room? What's the very first thing you look at when you walk into a building at a concert? Their gear. Your gearheads. It's like, what amp are they playing? What kind of guitar? What kind of pedals do they have? I mean, because that's the way we think, but we understand how an audience thinks. I may love my wife, just love her to death and feel all this love for her, but if I never show it by a flower or something special that she recognizes as I'm telling her I love her, then we have a disconnect, we have a problem. And essentially, you know what I am? I'm a marriage counselor for bands. And I'm trying to help your wife, which is the audience, get it, okay? So seriously, because you first of all, that first song you guys played, that's a hit. If you're going to release something to radio, I would put that out on radio somewhere. But that's my thing, and take it with a grain of salt because my gig isn't the radio. But what we want to do now is direct the audience's attention to the stuff that's going on. Right now, your songs are driving this thing. And there's all kinds of great parts in the songs, as most of you are. There's great parts in these songs. The problem is the audience doesn't know it. So if the audience doesn't know it, only 10, 20, 30% of the people will respond to us. And here's the deal. If we never get played on radio, or have that exposure on internet or something, this is the only way to point out to them our music. So let's start with how's this start? And again, I'm gonna twist this around, guys. I'm not sure we would do this at all in this song, but I want to give you some ideas. Go ahead and start it at the top. What is that called?
Intro.
Intro, yeah. What is an intro? That's good. That's good. I knew you were sharp. An introduction. And an introduction when you're live is different than an introduction on radio. This song, that length song intro is okay for radio. It might be a fraction long actually for radio. Does anyone know why? Got to get to the hook. Otherwise, people do what when you're driving down the road listening to the song, they change the channel. Exactly. But I don't see a steering wheel here. I don't see a radio. I don't see anything. The intro is supposed to gather people up. So we've got to make this intro gather people up. Give me the, what's the bridge? Just play me the bridge by yourself.
The bridge?
Yep. It's a cool melody.
You're talking the chorus, right?
Now I'm talking about the bridge. Isn't there a bridge in this?
There's verses and chorus.
All right. Like I said, don't sing the bridge.
Got it. Okay, we'll never do that. Are you talking about?
It's like you're always on the road. Something's always dragging you someplace you don't want to go. That, then get the feeling. If you're lucky, you'll feel like you never feel nothing at all.
I'm getting my songs all mixed up again. Do this then. Play your first chord as an intro. How many of you are front people, meaning you're the one talking to the audience, the one that people are looking at? All right. See, there are roles in a band, and one of the most important things is understand your roles. If you're a quarterback for a football team, you have a role. What is it? You're the leader. You throw passes. There's certain requirements to be the quarterback, right? Well, there's certain requirements to be the front person too. And one of those things, one of the best ways we communicate with people in the world is verbally. So what we've got to do, some of you who are front people don't like to speak to an audience. I let my music speak for itself. What a bunch of crap. So what we've got to learn to do is be verbal. So here's one way, particularly those of you who are not real comfortable with verbal skills. You're good with verbal skills, I can tell. But so you can do it in a sense native, meaning don't need any music. But if you give me a little thinking. Just don't give me a rhythm. Think. Tell me what the song's about. Or tell me how you wrote this song.
How I wrote it.
Yeah, or where you wrote it, or when you wrote it, or why you wrote it, or something. Give me a little story.
I think I wrote this song because I don't like to work, and I don't like to go places that I don't want to go. And oftentimes I find no matter what you do in your life, there's going to be a day where you don't want to do it. And just kind of, this song was written more so about, I have a new song actually that's kind of similar in a sentiment, but just go and do it, and leave something behind when you go. When you die, leave something behind. And, your brothers or sisters, your mother, your father, your sinners, your lovers, all that kind of stuff. So that I tried to write it as a bit of an upbeat, happy song, even though it's pretty dreary.
I would finish that with leave something behind, brothers, sisters,
I could articulate it so much better.
Dude, that was great. Then start it. So you're step out here. I want you to step out here and play the guitar part.
Okay.
So we know now. Obviously, as musicians, you're playing, but I'm not sure the audience is getting else. So I want you to take a step out here. You start playing that part, okay? So that we know where to look. Communication is 55% what the audience sees with their eyes. So if they see the music, not just hear the music, we will connect more. If they see harmony parts, if you see the emotion. Placement on stage is really important depending on where you stand. Because let me tell you the study. I'll tell you later. Try it again. That was great verbal setup. Because you're hitting some things here. There's 3 reasons people go to a show. 1, they want to be. Now none of this is conscious. They're not sitting there going, "I'm thinking about this stuff." But when it happens, you will develop a fan. 1. You capture and engage them. How do you capture and engage an audience? Well, we make it interesting. We make it creative. We make it so that at the end of the day, it's real simple. This is what they do. They go, "I can't believe it's over." They look at their watch and go, "Oh my gosh, it passed by so quickly." And then they're going to say that lovely 4-letter word, more. Nice word. So we need to learn to capture and engage an audience. The second thing is people go to experience moments. They go to get chills. They go to laugh. They go to cry. They go to have fun. They go to experience these emotions. The third thing is they go to have their lives changed. And understand this, not one of them consciously sits there and goes, "Capture and engage me," create some moments and darn it, change my life. But dude, what you just said, I don't know who anyone else got it, but when you said leave something behind, you set it up dude, you changed my life a little bit. You gave me a little bit of inspiration to go, damn it, you're right. I'm gonna do this right, this thing called life. That's really what went through my head. You made me a fan because you inspired me a little bit. Anybody else get a little bit out of that? That's what I'm talking about. And you weren't preaching or anything, dude. You were just telling us why you wrote the song. It was awesome. So, and see, you gotta understand, people respond for different reasons. That's why we've got to make it more than just goulash. Anyone ever, when we leave here, I'm so hungry already. Can you guys tell me the best goulash restaurant in town? There isn't any, is there? Yeah, no, yeah. It's at your house when your wife or your mother puts it together. That's because no, there are no goulash restaurants. So there shouldn't be any goulash clubs either.
Yeah.
All right, so you just finished talking. I want you to step out here. Start the rhythm. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, I like beer.
And then I like you. There you go. Go. What happened?
They missed St. Andrews.
Well,
John's dreaming.
But
No, I wasn't sure how far we're going with this.
no, I want to go farther.
Okay,
I do. I do. I want you guys to get in a little bit slower, build some momentum. We'll have a payoff.
Okay.
So, yeah. So you guys feel it, okay? We're stretching this intro out. We don't need a short intro anymore. You look at me like, what?
Okay.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is let him play. You guys get yourself in, and let me ask you this.
Yes.
And I might not do this in this song, because I worked with a couple stand-up basses. I just worked with a psychobilly horror punk band that had a great genre, by the way.
Yeah.
I want you to, no, they weren't, US. I want you to step up here and play that.
Okay.
No. When it's your time, you're like, I gotta get out of here. All right?
Okay.
Let's just see. Let's just see. So just make your way into that song a little bit slower. All right?
Slower? You want another
Not
intro?
tempo-wise. No, it's a great intro. I just want to develop the intro. It's a great intro.
So don't come in as soon.
No, don't come in as soon. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to each other. Here's the deal. Anybody under 20 here? Raise your hand. Okay. There's nobody? All right. This is like sex. And it's not wham bam thank you, ma'am. This is taking our time to get to the point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I hope so. So what we want to do is take our audiences slowly to this, what we call a payoff, okay? So try it again. You just finished saying, and you leave your life somewhere doing right.
Yes.
Then start playing. You lead us into it, but I want you to go off then. No, I'll tell you what, you go off. Right. So when right where you normally would start singing, let's go off on a pedal steel solo, okay? And I'm sorry, I brought you out too early. Yeah, you come out when you start playing.
Just when
Yeah.
everybody else comes in. Okay.
And then, you know what? You stay back. When he finishes, when he starts playing his solo, turn and walk back into that pocket there.
Okay.
Just so that we know we're paying attention to him. All right?
Okay.
All right. Same place. And finish that so early and off you go.
And if I'm right, and you want this to be longer than it normally is.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Gotcha.
let's see how
Just
that
the
works.
verse progression.
Yeah, verse progression. Let's do the verse progression twice. And let him go off. All right? All right, same place.
Keep beat.
Yeah. Hey, here's what I want you to do.
You need a gauntlet.
Gauntlet's good. You're a good drummer, dude. Okay, so here's what we're trying to do with an intro. We're not married to our audience. They don't know us. So what we're trying to do is make it more than the show being you. And this is not a slam. It's what the tendency is watch you the whole time. And very few people I've ever worked with can carry a show for 3 hours. Even Springsteen can't carry an hour show for 3 hours. He gives it over to Clarence. He gives it over to other people. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's like you're the steak. And you're the steak. And at some point, I don't care how good the steak is. After 7 or 8 bites, what do you want?
Asparagus.
Something else. Asparagus. The drink. No, that's exactly it. You're the asparagus.
Me?
Yeah. You do the salad. My point is this: now we're going away from goulash, which is all melded together, to where we're starting to get the steak. And that's why I wanted you when he starts playing that. You come out here and he starts playing that thing. I won't say act surprised, but draw the attention to people going, yeah, all right. He starts playing his parts like, yeah, so that they know to pay attention to the piano. Obvious to you, not to them, because audiences are ignorant. So then we'll do this double solo and make it just go off, dude. Have fun. And then when we come back, instead of coming into the vocal line, which everyone in the whole planet expects, we're going to lay on the one.
Yeah.
We're going to just stay on the one, bring it down. And you're going to play rock star. Now it's back to you. You're like, down, down. And we're going to lay on that one, and you're like, and everyone's waiting for, there's anticipation building for him to go up and sing. Because everyone's been conditioned to know that it's right there. And so what we're doing is giving you the authority, and this has to do with listening to the audience before you put this in the show. Knowing how long to wait before you walk up and sing. Because you're not in a hurry. You know why? Because it's your show. You're in charge. You have authority. The most appealing thing about anybody on the planet is charisma. Charisma. And charisma starts with confidence, goes to authority, and the next step is charisma. But you've got to develop this confidence and authority, and then your charisma is going to start coming out. In fact, if you want to add on top of that, anyone ever gone to a show or ever heard anybody say it was a religious experience? U2 show or something? Seriously. Well, that's the fourth step. The music is transcended by what's happening in the room. That's why U2 has so many fans. Because it's not because they're the best singers, the best writers, the best everything. Now they got a lot of great stuff, but so do a lot of other people. There's something else going on there. And what we're trying to do is give him the authority. Instead of, see, when everyone in the planet knew that he had to come in to sing, right? We're anticipating. Guess what's in charge? The song's in charge then. All of you are playing your songs the way you want, and you got to get back to the microphone or got to get back. So what we've done is given our authority to a song. Big mistake. You've got to grab it back. And this is one of the techniques I do to bring back the authority to the front person. So you can talk if you want, you can get a drink if you want, you do whatever you want. You can be in if you want, you can wait for 5 minutes. So, do it again, intro.
You want to do that?
Yeah, then we break down to the one. You guys hang up to the G.
Yep.
Yeah, just hang on that G, break it down, and you walk up whenever you want. But don't be in a hurry.
And now when I come back in, when I do actually come in with the vocals, should the band be introduced then, or do you want us to stay in that
Let's
little
do
area?
it. Let's feel it.
Well, makes you happy.
Yeah, that's it. Right, hold it. You see what I'm saying? What you've done is set up, and here's the common thing with people who are dating their audience, not married to their audience. How many times you go see, you'll see it this week. They play their songs the way they recorded them, and you don't know who they are. They start playing their songs, and you don't even catch up to the song until the second verse, second chorus, the bridge. Why? The truth is because we're paying attention to other things. We're watching them. We're trying to decide whether we like them. We don't know the material. So what we've done here is given them an opportunity to get to know us a little bit, set up the vocal line, so by the time he went up to sing, we're ready for what? The lyrics now, finally, or the voice. But if we just do it so quickly, we go right on by it, and we can't understand why people don't get it.
It's a little different when you're playing the tracks, though. You can't really do that.
Well, with tracks you can. She said it's a little bit different when you're playing with tracks. Yes, in fact, some of the artists I work with do loops and have a few tracks. I won't say who, but what we do is we edit them. In fact, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this with a pop artist in 2 weeks. So what we do is we go into rehearsal, rearrange the song like this, then I go back into the studio and edit the song depending on the what we've done with the rearrangement. Here's the reason. Here's the reason we're doing this. I use this example all the time. I've got to think of a different sitcom. Simpsons fans here in the audience?
Kind of.
All right, come on, yeah.
Raise your hand, Johnny.
Guy bands, are you kidding? All of them. Yeah. So, The Simpsons is what? It's a 22-minute sitcom, 8 minutes of commercials. That's what it is. 2 years ago, The Simpsons put out a movie. Who saw it? All right. If you would have walked in, it was a 30-minute sitcom, 22 minutes of commercials. 22 minutes of content, 8 minutes of commercials. How would you have felt? Ripped off? Totally ripped off? Why? Well, because you go to the theater to experience something different than your home. It's the same thing with your radio songs. You write radio within the back of your mind, knowing some sort of form. If you want to play the radio, am I right? How long should a song be if you want to play the radio? 3.5 minutes, exactly. How long should the intro be? Very short. That's the whole point. But we're not a radio anchor. So here's the deal. How long should a good... So what we're doing is making a movie. We're not making a studio recording. So what great movie makers do is they develop the characters and they develop the content. So content is solos. Content is cool little melodies. Content is the stuff inside the songs that we're going to start pulling out. Content is, give me the drum thing by yourself. The two of you guys.
Hey.
All right,
Right from the verse. Go down. Who likes that beat? All right. My point is this. Inside, this is huge. Inside all your songs, there are songs, you guys got a lot of them, songs that have got great rhythms, really cool feel. But the problem is, at times, and I wouldn't do this with every song, but they're buried underneath lyrics, chord progressions, melodies, and there they are. And you guys are up there swinging. I mean, the bass is, are you kidding? You're in the pocket. But the idea is to get them swinging. So, and I don't mean every song we break down to drums and bass, but we find 2 or 3 things. There's not one person in the world. I don't care if you're acoustic guitar, but anybody singer-songwriter has acoustic guitar. I'm telling you right now, you can do it just with your guitar, rhythmic stuff, because people in the audience want to feel the rhythm. So what we've got to do, because audiences are ignorant, we've got to point out the rhythm to them. We've got to develop the theme. Then the second part, does that make sense to everybody, the themes? Whether it's a cool melody, and you got to look inside your songs and find the things that are like, wow, that's a cool part, but we want to develop them, or redo them, not redo them, do them a little bit more so the audience gets them, or make them stand out. The second part of this equation is developing the characters. And you guys are the characters, and boy, are you characters. But seriously, yeah, dude, I might put you on a spotlight on you once in a while. Subtle stuff's going to make a difference for you. Subtle stuff. But, I mean, did you be trying to get him to look up? When he looked up, it was like, oh, he's a human. No, seriously, look at, great smile. Seriously, am I right? Yeah. Well, not my type. But my point is this, no, listen. Audiences respond to people, not just your music. So a great artist, I got some non-disclosures I can't talk about. The best artists that I work with are able to pour their personality into the show. The song, and we've gotten rid of the song being in control. We've given them control, and they can start pouring their personality into the show, and depending on what it is. But I guarantee you, when you guys look at each one of them, don't you sense they're all different personalities? They look different. So if we get a little bit of you, a little bit of you, a little bit of you, a little bit of you coming out, way more interesting, because see, on the musical part, guys like guitar riffs and piano riffs and stuff. Guys like them. Girls like relationships. So, I mean, that's sexist, but that's the truth. That's why we have chick flicks, and that's why we have action movies. So what we want to do, we've got to see the humanity of you guys, not just him. This brooding, tortured soul, yes. I want to see, look at that. And I want to see, look at Goober and Gomer back here. So what we're trying to do is when we throw you the ball, remember I mentioned he's the quarterback? One of you is the wide receiver. When your solo's up, you're the wide receiver. The ball is in your court. Guess what you're supposed to do when you get the football? Score a touchdown. Wide receivers do that. Yeah. You're the tight end. You can once in a while step up. You might score if you're lucky.
He hasn't been.
And you hold the line down.
Yeah.
But my point is this: when we go to a solo instrument, there's expectations for solo instruments. All our life, when someone takes a solo, the great ones step up and just bring it, and we're like, yes, awesome. You know, I'm going to date myself terribly. Led Zeppelin, when Jimmy Page stepped up, people be like, oh. But not that you're Jimmy Page, you don't have to be. You've got a Farfisa Orby. But you got a personality. Bring it out. And also, from a solo perspective, we want to stretch things out sometimes. All right. So let's try it again. Intro. You've done your intro. Let's do this, and then bring us inside what you play. Just with a little bit of. You can feel it, but we need to feel it. You know what I'm saying? All right. And then build that solo to what I call a payoff. Remember the analogy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he does. You do.
It's actually the basement section.
Yeah. Yeah. Bring it to a payoff so that we come down to that one. We want people to go, awesome. Yeah. Whether they clap or not, it's inside they're like, man, that's awesome. Bring it down to the one, start singing, and then we'll go somewhere. Is this making any sense to anybody?
Yeah.
All right. And you can do this with many songs conceptually. Go.
Well, she got her daddy's car and she cruised to the hamburger stand now. Forgot all about the library like she told her old man now.
That's a perfect example of him taking control of the song. It is, totally different song. You idiot. Give me the verse.
All right, so from the one.
Yeah, last time through the solo.
Okay.
All right, last time through the solo. No, yet, no, yet. Now, keep going. Now, he can sit here for 20 minutes if we wanted. We're in a club. How many of you had this? So you can talk. You can do what he just did with the Beach Boys. Or you can sing the song. But the point is now, he's in control. Listen. And is anyone in the building going, oh no, he hasn't sang the lyrics yet. He hasn't sang the lyrics yet. No, we're waiting with anticipation for something to happen. Instead of somebody just singing a song, we now have someone we're interested in watching. Go. Sing the song, I'm gonna kick your butt.
Song we do? Whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you cry, whatever lends you money for whatever reasons why. Whatever makes you cry, return to sea, return to the sky, but the way it's gonna be, no matter how you try to change the game. Hell, there's nothing better. It's like you're always on the road. Sometimes dragging you someplace you don't want to. And when you get there, you deal. If you're lucky, you'll feel like you can't feel nothing at all. Instead of losing your heart just goes without it. Somehow it's back. Also, nothing trails to my sisters and my brothers. I was a magic trick, you never played me to see.
Baby.
You know what do you call it? Is that second verse?
This is the second verse,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd leave a little space. I think you're strong lyrically. Actually, no, I'm complimenting you.
Thank you, John.
Lyrics, dude.
Thank you.
But I'd leave a little space because it runs into the other one. Every time I heard the song, I went, oh, no, 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 no. So just leave a little space.
In between the first
Between
chorus and the
first
second
chorus and the
verse.
second verse.
Okay.
Yeah, because you were just right in, and I didn't want it to be emotionally. So finish the first chorus and leave a little space.
Is there a ghost in your heart? Your heart just goes without it. Somehow it's right. Oh, so danger, my sister
this song. Let's stay on the one. Now, why don't you put your guitar down? Give me your best Springsteen.
Best Springsteen.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And I want the piano to be more dominant in the second verse than the guitar. Just to change dynamics a little bit, all right? So, whatever your next line is. I'm saying verse.
So are we doing, we're
You're doing the first
resolving
chorus.
again before we go back to the verse? Like we did the first time? Gonna have to.
Yeah, it would be brief. Just a couple down, and then put your guitar down and sing without, make the piano more dominant, the guitar less dominant. That's fine until somewhere later we pick it up. Try it.
From the
First chorus.
whole thing? Tail
Tail
end?
end of the first chorus would be good.
Is there a ghost in your heart? Or your heart just a ghost? Well, it's a lonely time. Oh, it's a baby tales of our sisters and our brothers.
Right there? But like on the wood, or should I write it? Okay, but sing at the same time as I move the guitar?
Yeah, you pull the guitar down and go, what is the line?
I was a magic
Yeah,
trick.
so you go down, down, down. I was a magic trick, down, 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 down. Then you go 1, 2, then you bring it up. Right?
Okay?
And
I'm just trying to get a handle on how much, like where to hit that last, yeah.
Just on the floor, basically.
Let's hit a 4-1.
Yeah.
Bum on the third one, bring it down. Fourth one, let it ring. Then you start the verse.
All right, let's see how that goes.
Same place.
Yeah.
Tail end of
Is there a ghost in your heart? Is your heart just a ghost? Well, it's a lonely time. Oh, some baby tales of our sisters and our brothers. I was a magic trick, but now the pain of deceit. I like to contest, babe, but you lie and you cheat, and I can't keep hanging off of you forever. So I went back to the sea for some peace and quiet.
That's the idea. You're used to pushing this second verse being up, and I'm trying to swing it back a little bit and make it go a little more dominant. Don't worry where you get out. Just say down, 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 pull it down, go up and sing. And then this is a part where you're more comfortable with the guitar than without a guitar. You ever just run songs by yourself?
No, not really.
Because you're more comfortable with the guitar. So this is a good first. This is part of artist development. This is a good first step to get him off the guitar eventually. Doing this makes you a little bit more vulnerable to the audience. You're a little more naked. Can you see that? And so, but if he starts getting comfortable with this, the next step is getting off the guitar. And what we want to do is change pressure on the audience. That's what we're trying to do. It cannot be a Chinese water torture. Same thing all the time visually.
Yeah.
In fact, I was going to tell the story earlier. I'm going to tell it now. I was teaching at Berkeley 2 weeks ago, and I was sitting with the faculty, and there was a study that came out that a band, 5-piece band, came in and they brought in all these this demographic of a certain amount of people, so, show after show after show, and they rated the group. 90% of the people, they played their songs. There were good singer, there was good song, good band, good. But 90% of the people didn't like it. 10% of the people liked it, which is fairly typical, because you didn't know them or anything. Somebody spent 2 weeks working with them on just these little things we're doing. Brought the same demographic in, 90% of the people now liked them. And they sold massive amounts of product. And Bottom line, who wants to sell me more product? Nobody? Well, 2 people. Okay, that's it. Right. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, so do this, get up there saying, start experimenting. And what we would normally do with, is film you. We'd go back, because at first you're going to feel a little weird, I feel goofy. Does he look goofy? No. Doesn't look goofy, but he feels it because he's never done it. So, but we film it and you go watch it, we'll go, ooh, that looks cool. Keep that. That looks goofy. Dump that. Just like I'm writing down. Wrong chord. So same place, end the first chorus. Bring that down. Don't be so worried about where to get in and where to get out. Hit the G a couple times, walk up, sing. Yeah, toss that guitar. Well, grab it here with your right hand and pull it back. That's the way to do it. Boom, boom. All right.
Is there a ghost in your heart? Is your heart just a ghost? If I it's a morning time, on some baby trail, the sisters and everything. You know what? In my head, I think we should go through the whole progression instead of just that chord.
Alright.
That would make
Alright, well, then
make it a
try it.
lot more
Try
smoother
it.
for me.
Try it.
Just once?
Yeah.
So like. That was a magic trick you never painted the scene. I liked your coattails, babe, but you lied and you cheat, and I can't keep hanging out for you forever. So I went back to the sea for some peace and quiet, but the waves of memory rose restless as fire, and I'm telling you, babe, yeah, whatever. It's like you're always on the road. Sometimes dragging you someplace you don't wanna go. And when you get there, you'll be there. If you're lucky, you'll feel like you can't feel it out. Is there a ghost in your heart? Is your heart just a ghost? We're all in some haunted towns, fading trails of our souls and our lovers.
And you guys, I just want to hear that lyric line. To me, this song is sounding loud. It doesn't even on the recording. In terms of dynamic.
Yep.
So if you go to that, watch me, I'm gonna stop you. And you keep playing. You're the only person to keep playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I want to vocal ones. But right from just a little bit before that. Give me is there a third verse?
No. What about the end of the second verse? Yeah. For whatever.
All right.
No. You want it in the chorus or the verse?
I think it's in the chorus. So just take me right before the second verse. You want to take me right
From the middle of the verse.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, Mike.
Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever, Katina. So I went back to the sea for some peace and quiet. The waves of memory rose, restless as fire. Tell me, yeah, whatever. It's like you're always on the road. Sometimes dragging you someplace you don't wanna go. When you get there, you'll feel, and if you're lucky, you'll feel like you can't feel nothing out. This little ghost in your
It's a great harmony. It's a great harmony part, and it's a cool lyric, and it was getting buried by music.
Yeah.
So back to it was goulash, and now what we tried to do is make it a fine little place. Does that make sense? Then the very last thing, because we got to go, take it from your solos. Are you guys straight off solos? It's cool, but I just want to build this one thing you guys can do regularly. Take it right from the piano solo. What you normally would do. Then watch me. The only thing that would make that better is if you guys, I mean, dude, he's opening up a little bit. And I mean, when you're not playing massive shows, little stuff like him turning sideways and doing that stuff, you're starting to show your personality. So here's the deal. If you could, I don't know if you can on pedal steel, but if you could play your part and kind of stand up and look at him like, okay, what do you got? And then he plays back to you. Then all of a sudden, now we've got great riffs and relationship. I promise you, the crowd will go crazy. If you throw it back, not just musically. Communication's 55% what the audience sees with their eyes. It's a rule. We know this is going on, and it's a cool part, but the audience has got to. And what we're trying to do on that trade-off thing, and I would do this once, maybe twice a night, is you build. Remember that analogy I had earlier? Yeah, same thing. We're starting, you're laying down a groove. Groove comes back. Groove, 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 groove. No longer groove. we're into a payoff. So if you can do that, and the audience is waiting for that, yay! You guys did it naturally, and an audience will do it too, rather than just laying down the groove. Does that make sense? But you've got to throw your personalities into it. You guys, I'd love to work with you a little more because you all have unique personalities. You play well. You're butt ugly, but I can't help it.
But we know that. So.
Anyways, it's time to go. Listen, before, give these guys a hand.